Hi, and welcome to Design It with Tammy Gibbs. I'm Tammy. Here's the truth. Artistly Six alone won't make you money, but when you pair it with the right systems, it can become a profit making machine. And today I'm going to pull back the curtain on just how to do that. I'm going to be introducing you to the latest playbook in my best selling series, The Ultimate Themes Playbook. This thing is a game changer. It is what you didn't know you needed, but you'll wonder how you ever got by without it. And I'm so super excited to show it to you today. And it is fantastic for AI artists. It's fantastic for any digital product creators. It has information to help you identify and build out trends. If you find a trend, and I'm going to be showing you that, we're going to be doing some prompting today using Artistly 6, which I'm so excited is finally kind of working out all the kinks. I haven't done a video until now because so much was going on and so many little tweaks were happening. I really didn't feel like it was going to be super helpful at that point to jump in and try to talk to certain elements that I knew they were going to be probably working out. I have been working on it most of the weekend and especially today as I was prepping for this video. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you're doing digital products, this is the reason I created it. So this is part of my process. So if I found a trend, let's just say I went to Insight Factory or anywhere else and I identified a trend and I decided I want to do a clip art pack. I'm just going to use that as an example because it's simple and everybody can kind of understand the concept of clip art. So I was going to do a clip art pack. Well, okay, so I want to do a clip art pack on national parks, let's just say. That's a crazy one, but it could be trends are often things that are, especially the low competition ones, are things you wouldn't expect. Okay. So, and there are also trends can include themes that, and that's what the playbook's all about. You know, the trends are themes basically. It's like, for instance, if frogs are trending, then okay, how can you be different with your clip art, with your junk journal? How can you do a junk journal with frogs? How can you key in on that trend? And I haven't really talked a lot about trends and a lot about that sort of thing. But in my actual use cases, me building out my shop on Etsy and on Gumroad, picking the products that I want to build out, I was always struggling because, there's some common things that we just don't have to work that hard for, but we do. And when we identify a trend, that was one thing. But then figuring out, without looking at everybody that's already doing that trend, how many the items, what items we're going to include with that. So if we've got, let's just say we see a trend and it's for frogs. Well, what else can we include to go along with the frogs in a pack? You should see these cute little clip art packs and they include that it may be a birthday theme. And then, so what would be cool to go with the birthday theme for the little frogs? You have the frogs, you have the birthday items, you have cakes, you have balloons, you have all these other things. Okay. So beyond the normal things, what are things that would naturally occur in those packs that are maybe you definitely need to include these, and here's some ideas for what else you can add, and then you can put your spin on it. So basically the Ultimate Themes Playbook it's over 700 pages, y'all. This thing took me forever to compile, and just to hyperlink it took literally days. It just was driving me insane because if anybody's ever hyperlinked a lot of things at one time, it is tedious to try to hyperlink all those things. So this has an index, so it's super easy. Let me jump in and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the Ultimate Themes Playbook, and it is a comprehensive reference for digital product creators. Okay, so let me just show you. Let me jump down here. It has a table of contents. It does have a table of contents, but it also has an index. So here's the table of contents, which is it's going to have the main umbrellas, the main subdivisions within each of the theme umbrellas, that kind of thing. It's also going to have how to easily get to the how to use this playbook, when you're looking at it the first time, because I've already sold so many of these. So I know I'm speaking to a lot of you that actually already have the product. And I definitely want this to be good for you guys in a way that I can personally talk to you to give you suggestions and ideas on how to use what you already have. So, anyway, if you're looking at it first, start at the beginning, look at all the pages so that you don't miss something. But then afterwards, if you need to go back and reference the how to use the playbook and that sort of thing, then you can do that. And then it's all hyperlinked based on the theme. So we have outdoor and nature with all of these that fall under outdoor and nature, tons of things. And then we have cottagecore, birthdays, vintage and retro. We have fantasy and mythical, baby showers, seasonal holidays, wedding and anniversary. We have everyday domestic life. We have florals, and we also have a bonus resources. There's bonus color combos, bonus sample AI prompts, bonus product ideas. Now, let me just explain, and this, it just kind of goes on and on. So let me just explain that this playbook is not designed specifically for people who use AI. However, there are ways that you can use it, and I'm going to show you some of how I use it as an AI artist that do not preclude anyone that does their own art, that they're a traditional artist and they're selling their stuff. They can still use the playbook. It's still great for ideas and for finding profitable products that they can build out, and giving them ideas. It's like a springboard. This thing is so cool. And it will literally, I promise that I cannot imagine a person, a creator, that looks at these pages and then looks at these ideas and that their brain doesn't take over and then just come up with a whole bunch of other ideas that stem from the ideas. So it's just a great place to start. And also, it allows you to not have to sit there and like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to do that. You either end up doing the same combination of items inside all of your clip art or all of your other products, like your junk journals have the exact same combination. You've got so many pages of, you know, digital paper. You have so many of the different like tags and different things like that. But this is to give you some other ideas beyond the norm. There's also there's just so many things. Okay, so let me just start. I'm going to go into the index here. And I'm going to show you what I started with, and we're going to jump into Artistly because that's what I use for creating my images. And so that's where all my stuff starts. And so I'm going to go into Steampunk Fantasy. So here we are, Steampunk Fantasy. And this was what I went into. Okay, I'm going to pop over here into Insight Factory. And this is how I worked. I basically went in, I picked out that steampunk category in the Ultimate Theme Playbook. And then I went in to well, you can do it both ways. Because I had it, I was already kind of thumbing through like things I liked, and then I did it backwards. I went in to see if there was any demand in that category for things I might want to do, and I started thinking about how I could elevate that theme. So basically, here are the themes for steampunk. You've got industrial grunge steampunk tags, which can be pretty much anything. It's a tag. And you've got 31 listings on the first page that had sales this week. And the competition is 167 products. So, and then you've got these seamless steampunk digital papers. Right now, Artistly is still working on the seamless part of it, but you could still do digital papers. And then this steampunk doors is very cool. You've also got another one and that's 9 and 85. You've got over here a steampunk C combination, which is kind of cool. That's where I'm talking about how a lot of times with trends, you never know what's going to be smushed together. So you can always, you can crisscross in the playbook to get these ideas. Okay. So the clock, steampunk clock clip art, and then you have the cat steampunk, and then you have gears, steampunk gears. That's an SVG, so probably not as much, but this one is actually junk journal gears, and so that's also 11 and 700, so lower. You've also got steampunk digital stickers, and then you're starting to get up into more competition, which is fine. You're still going to be in those. You can still show up in those searches. But I also went in, and because I decided maybe I wanted to throw it in, it's holidays, right? So let's combine a couple of things. Christmas. Okay, so I looked up and did Christmas cats. Okay, and you're going to see in a few minutes where I'm going with this. So Christmas cat clip art is kind of a high volume here, so lots of competition. However, if I do cats and I do steampunk cats for Christmas, then already you can identify trending themes of Christmas, cats, and the steampunk. So that's what's really cool about this is, you can use all these things together and have multiple different topics, trends, whatever into that one product. That gives you multiple chances to key in on that trend. So let's jump back into the playbook. Okay, so that's what I did. So basically, I'm just going to run through it. So you get pack, title, inspiration, theme, snapshot, which gives you lots of like a summary of the theme. You get a clip art element list. Now these say clip art, but you can use them for anything. I mean, this is like main bundle must-haves. So, but you can use all these. I mean, you could use an airship. You could use a steam-powered vehicles in junk journaling. All of these things you can do. Victorian fashion details. All these things can be used for whatever product you're doing. Think about this. What about a Victorian fashion detail? What about if you were doing a steampunk coloring page? Okay, so there's so many different ways. Then you've got optional subpacks, which are just a lot more ideas, like clockwork creatures, inventions and gadgets, and all that sort of thing. And then you have digital papers, background ideas. You have seamless pattern ideas. You have full background scenes. You have invitation and stationary phrasing. That's thrown in for little, I guess you could say, brain starters or imagination starters. You don't necessarily, you would have to, if you wanted to use any of those phrases, then it would be a really good idea to look them up to make sure that they're not, things change so frequently until you just can't have a comprehensive verdict on whether they may be fine when, I put the book out and in 2 weeks somebody may register those. So always check those, but it'll give you some ideas. Also, you get prompt friendly color combos, and it doesn't have to be for a prompt. It could be just for you choosing it to, to do your journal backgrounds or whatever you want to do. Suggested art styles and trend connections. So you've got, the neo-Victorian illustration, ornate, stylish, and detailed. So it breaks down the most common types of ideas for art styles you can incorporate into your product, sample AI prompts. And most of these have the sample prompts, some do not, but most of them, the majority of the book does. Seasonal or event variation. So just like I'm going to do today, Steampunk Christmas. So I'm incorporating that in and doing that. Marketing keywords. This is keywords. So if you want to put keywords in to attract those, you can pick those out. Awesome information. More the product mock-up suggestions. So this gives you invitations, book covers, all kind of stuff, just to spur your imagination and give you some ideas. Add-ons for higher sales. So this is really cool. The like scene builders, these would be really cool. You can assemble your own airship interiors or workshops. These are ideas that are not conventional along with conventional ideas. So these are just some extra things. And then sales potential. It gives you kind of a rundown marketability for that, And it says that steampunk has a passionate niche following, and its crossover into fantasy, cosplay, and gothic trends make it a strong long-term seller. And then it tells you a little bit about the buyers and how they often purchase multiple expansions to build their whole complete worlds. So it gives you kind of an idea who that buyer is and who you've been marketing to. And then we have the inspiration boost. A lot of times this may be movies, it may be novels, it may be just phrases, but it's just something to sort of bring you into the spirit of whatever that theme is. And so now let's jump into Artistly, and I'm going to show you. This is Artistly 6, and I'm going to show you all of these were created with Artistly 6 and with various different of the designers. So let me just show off some of the things. I am doing an alphabet in the steampunk variation, and let me just show you. Okay. So let me go in and show you the different ways I can sell. I can sell that alphabet like this, okay? Just in the little images like this as JPEGs or whatever. Because, it's cool. You could use it for all kind of things. You could use it like for a stamp, an initial stamp, stationery, whatever. Okay, but then also, and let me go to uploads here and upload one. Let me just show you. I also removed the background, and these are stunning. Look how cool. So I can also sell the alphabet like this. That is so cool. This was with Artistly, and I removed the background with Pixel Cut. So that's how that works. Okay, so basically I went in, and I'm going to backtrack now. Okay, another one of the things that I'm going to be selling from this whole experience, and I'm working backwards, okay, is here I have the animals. And I probably would never have thought to do the animals without the playbook. And, digging around and coming up with that idea all about doing the gears and the creatures and stuff. And as I've said before, I do not mind you starting with my bases, but please do not copy my prompts, and try to sell the same thing I'm selling. That's not fair to anybody. It's not good for your creativity. So I want you to be able to see them and learn how to do them. But anyway, okay. So these are all things that I did. And also I removed the backgrounds on those two. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me just go right here and upload one of the animals. Let me see if I can find it. Here's the horse. And it turned out beautifully, just to remove the background. So there's two different product things that I can do just with, two different clip art packs if I wanted to. But how pretty would it be? I mean, these would actually make amazing wall art to do like a whole collection of the different animals, animatronic animals, or whatever they want to call steampunk animals. They're just very pretty. And again, created with Artistly. Okay. Gonna go back in here, see the owls. Okay. All right. So now let's go back to my beginning here. And let me just show you where I started. So basically, I wanted to do a theme around Christmas and steampunk. So I kind of started, and I got some really cool images. Just with the I started off just with the steampunk and doing the gears, and like, to me this is so cool. Well, let's see here. So I mean, that's cool. It's a very neat, with the Christmas balls, but also all the gears. So very cool. Junk journals, different things. Here are, I actually shared some of these, but look at even this, how cool that is. And that could really be a really neat pack. But then I got to thinking, okay, I want to go further. And I just tried all of these elements in prompts in different ones of the Artistly designers. So then I decided, okay, now see, these are gorgeous. And the backgrounds look very busy, like it wouldn't come clean, but oh my gosh, they did, and they're gorgeous. Let me see if I can find those for you, and show you. Let's just go here, and I'll find them. I think it's this one. I'll just show you this way. How cool is that? That is a gorgeous image. So that'll make a really nice pack. Okay. And so these were done with the watercolor portrait feature. And like I said, they looked so busy. I was not real confident that they were going to be able to get those backgrounds done well. But anyway, then I started thinking about, okay, I want to do the cats at Christmas. And so I ended up with these images here, which this one right here is just, it blows my mind. It is so cool. So I'll probably do a pack of junk journal pack that will have these. I even thought playing cards would be really cool with some of these, but you can see how that worked. And now this one was created in Artistic, I believe. Let me just check to be sure. Artistic. This one was done in the Artistic designer, and surprisingly enough, and let me go back and show you. My cats. Cat. Okay, so here's one of the cats. They came so clean with it. I just think they're so cool. So I can not only sell them in their journaling form or for a postcard, or I mean, these would be cute postcards. There's so many things you could do with these. And I can also isolate the different characters here, and I can also sell those as individual images. And then as you see up here, I went in and added all the Christmas elements with books and things, and got some that didn't turn out. But like I said, this was just testing for the video, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time. And then, now this one is done, I believe, in the Steampunk journal, and that is really cool too. So the steampunk elements can be done in a lot of the different. Now this is, I think, the one that I was getting the cats from, that I was going to do a pack of individual cats. But look how cool this is. Now, one thing that you can do, and let me just show you this. I'm going to download it. We're going to go into Canva. And then I'm going to show you, like, for instance, I did this. This was one of the ones that had a cat on it. So let me show you what I did just to show you how you can work with these. There's my theme that I got out of the playbook. Then I created my prompt using the volume 2 over here. And let me just show you, volume 2 actually has quite a few references to steampunk. Like, here is the battle garb. Here's the brass and copper tones that you can pull. So my playbooks, the AI ones and the theme playbook, work together very, very well. And they will help you execute these themes. Now, I also went in and removed the backgrounds on these, and I have lots of elements now that I can put in as well. But I wanted to do and go ahead and go into Canva. And this is one, this actually came, I made it into an overlay, which I think is so cool because, see, this is the image. Then I did the overlay, and now it has that muted look, and it also has the musical notes and stuff. But this originally had a cat. So let me see if I can show you the cat. Where was the cat? Maybe it was, I don't know why this is not showing. Let me show. Let me see. So let's just do this one and I'll show you how I did it. So this is what I did with this image to just work with it. And, with junk journaling, you're going to do a little bit more hands-on than with clip art. In clip art, you just remove the background, and that's pretty much what you're going to do. But with things like this, you have to be a little bit more imaginative. So what I can do with this is such a cool image. So we can use it together, but also when we're doing and we can remove the background and get the cat. Okay, so we got the cat. So I'm going to go backwards though. And so if we want the background, we'll go into Magic Eraser, and then we can go in and we can erase the cat. Like this. And erase. So that way you can actually use the background by itself. And so now you have something else. And the thing about this is, yes, it kind of, but that just ages it more. But look at this, how cool that is. Now, sometimes, and I'm not going to say always, sometimes you can actually download an image and possibly remove the background, like re-upload it and then remove the background. And I'm not sure that that'll work, but some images it will. And then that would give you yet another way to use the image. That'd be like 3 ways you could use it. You could use this design to put on other things, this background here as a journal page. You could overlay it with some lines for like note taking or whatever. We're going to use the background. I don't know if it'll do it or not. It did not. Okay, so with that one, it did not do it, but sometimes you can do that. Okay, so anyway, so this would make a cool page. You could, also, I showed how the overlay works. You could overlay instead of this. You could overlay something different. Folders. Double page spread. You've got lines right here. So let's just say we wanted to go here, and we don't want this. We don't want any of the edges here. We just want the little writing, the faded writing on there. We could do it, make it sort of transparent, and then we would just overlay it like this. So you could do that. And then you just go in and work on the transparency to get what you want. So you could mute it as much as you wanted to. So lots of ways to do it. You could even take it into these different filters and work with it that way as well. Changing the now that's pretty. That's very different. And you could go into the vintage, the antique, and the retro. The retro is pretty. So lots of ways you can use that. So let's go back into my cats and stuff. So these pages can be done. And you can also, I'm going to go in now and I'm going to regenerate, but take the cat out. Okay. So we're going to take the cat character out completely. And then we're going to ask it to regenerate and see what we get. Because the cool thing is, once you get a prompt that's working, you can always adjust it. And like, see, now we don't have to remove the cat. And we still got a very pretty image that we can use for journaling or whatever. We could play with it. We could try to mute it more. There's just so many different things we could do. We could copy this and we could try it in the various different creators. This one is the portrait. We could try it in the stained glass one. You can also adjust and adapt this, and I have some of those as well, into more of a cartoon look. A lot of people are doing that. Okay, so if you wanted more of the stained glass look for your journaling or whatever you wanted to do with it, then you can definitely get that texture. Okay, so you can look down here. You can see this was done in the regular version 5, or actually the regular version 6, just prompt to image. And that's really cute. Would make really cute clip art or really cute lots of things. And so if you want more cartoony looking, then you definitely can just change up the design or change up what you're asking for and get that different look. Now, this one is an example. I worked away from the theme for Steampunk and went into, let's go in here. Let's go back. And I went into the, let me see if I can find it. The backpacking and expeditions. And then I started looking and working through there and decided, we could do kind of a Christmas. I still had the Christmassy theme, but we don't have to have the Christmas theme. Let's just say we want to change it up to, let's go over here. And back in here, let's go back to our playbook. And let's just say we want a birthday theme. So we can go and we can find any of the birthday themes. Okay, so let's just say kid's birthday. Let's see. Let's go to the seasonal birthday and then take a look. And so let's just, okay, so this is what we could do. We could do like a summer birthday theme with the backpacking. So we've got, the sunglasses and the that we could use. So that's good. And then, or better yet, let's do the fall, because that kind of goes with the thing. So let's combine the fall harvest with let's try this. So, and this is me showing you how, as an AI artist, you can use, I'm all about copy and paste. And just because it says it's a background scene, hey, use it. Okay, so we're going to do the cat character dressed in backpacking. We don't want to walk and stick because he looks funny. And then we're going to add. Okay, we're going to remove that and paste in with the birthday cake and the fall pumpkin patch with the birthday cake. But he's going to have the backpacking stuff on. So we're going to see what that turns into. And I'm going to try this in a different like the artistic designer. Oh, I'll have to copy and paste it. Okay. So here we got a really cute backpacking kitty cat with a fall birthday theme that we were able to put together, which is really cute. So we're crisscrossing those themes. So let's go into, so you can go into here and just put cats, because even if you don't have, we're going to go into digital products and see what is popular for cats and see if we see. So there's a cat and Christmas lights PNG that you can do. You've got Christmas cat coloring pages, which are also really cool. And then ornament pattern, Christmas cat journal paper, black cat Christmas clip art. Okay. I'm going to put cat instead just to see if that opens up anything. Cat. Okay, digital products. So I was kind of surprised cat doesn't have more, because usually they have a ton of things. There's lots of cat lovers out there. So photo of cats, clip art, watercolor, clip art, JPEGs, 8 and 25. So this you could use any cat watercolor clip art for that one. And then let's see. Let's just go and see if the clip art comes up with different things. Okay, so here you have cat mom Tumblr, you've got quirky cats photo, you've got quirky tiger, types of cat PNGs, clip art cat butt, Egyptian quest squad. This says broccoli cat, but it actually has a backpacking cat on it. So beware of the cat PNG. Lots of PNGs. So if you go through all the cats, that's how you kind of do it. You can work forward, you can work backwards. You can, find a trend and then say, okay, so we're going to go strictly into over here. So we have Insight Factory, and we want to go over here and just do clip art and get general clip art that's trending. And then we can take our playbook. So if we go in there, see like plane ticket clip art, 16 and 39, that's a good trend. And then that Great Smoky Mountain, passport stamp clip art. There's a whole section on travel that would be a good fit. So let's pop in there and let's just look. I'll show you. 6. And let's see. So outdoor adventures and travel. You've got all of the backpacking and stuff. You've got winter sports. But we also have road trips and van life adventures. You've got classic road trips. You've got travel icons and gear. which are going to be tickets and all that sort of thing. You've got national parks, you've got cycling, rock climbing, scenic routes and landscapes, sailing, adventures, and cruise travel. So you have all of those. On top of that, under the vintage and retro, you can also pull in and go up here to this vintage ephemera. And I know I don't pronounce that right. Just ignore me. And antique papers. And inside that, you're going to have tickets and stubs and all these different things that are included in there to give you even more ideas about that sort of stuff. So that kind of falls all along into the trends all by themselves, because if tickets and all are trending anyway, like for instance, where was I at? Clip art. Okay, so this one here with the passport stamps and everything, and then down here you have, there was somewhere else that was it plane tickets or something. I think it was on the other page, but anything travel related, look at all the different angles, because don't key in on one trend. Look to see crossover between your trends and your themes. So if you have like I said, if you have a travel theme, but you've got passports, you've got tickets, you've got different things that are also trending, every time you add another good performing trend is going to be another opportunity to hit one of those low competition trends. So so we could even do travel, and then we could go in and say travel journal. Okay, so and I didn't. Let's just do travel. Okay, so see, this is a PNG related to travel. The plane ticket clip art related to travel. These PNGs related to travel. Most likely to crew. The vintage plane ticket. All of these things. These are crossovers. I mean, this is a plane ticket clip art pack, but look at all the other elements that are in there. So that's where the playbook comes in so handy. And then if you have my AI artist playbooks and you're using AI, then that makes it that much further, because then you can go and you can match up, the phrasing, the phrase banks, the word banks that match those things and pull it all together. See these boarding pass PNGs. There's a lot. A lot of these are trending. I mean, there's just so many different ones and different ways to do that. Whether it's vintage or whether it like these world map shirts. And then this is travel related, but it's birthday. So you can blend all those things together. So it's all about all the different ones, and you can start with the playbook and then find out which, if you just want to design from there, you can go and find trends on Pinterest. Let's just say, let's open Pinterest and we'll search for let's see, trending. Let's see here. So trending cake design. Let's do trending party. Let's just do trending clip art. See if that's on there. About trending Christmas clip art. So what about trending Christmas clip art? Let's just see what pops up. So we've got some nutcrackers, boho Christmas. Okay. More nutcrackers, it looks like. More boho Christmas. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to go in and do a Google search for boho Christmas. Or let's do this. Let's do trends 2025 Christmas. Okay, so if you just do a Google search, you're going to come up with heirloom ornaments, forest-inspired atmosphere, polished ornaments, naturalistic, sustainable. Let's see. And minimalist design, techie decor. That's Christmas trees, so we don't care about that. Okay, so see, forest-inspired atmosphere. Magical forest ambience is created through a mix of green tones complemented by warm colors like pumpkin orange, deep purple. Interesting. Heirloom ornaments. So mixes of ornaments, naturalistic and sustainable decor. All of these very cool with the trend. The theme playbook. So see, if we go back to our index of themes here, we have all of these natural settings like the forest and woodland creatures, rivers and lakes, prairies, deserts, wetlands, rainforest, ocean, beaches. You've got some of everything. You've got your flora and fungi, your wildflowers and botanicals. So all of those are those naturalistic elements. And then if you go over into volume 2 and kind of look, then we can look here and find that we also have botanical and nature. We have floral and botanical. We've got nature, wildlife. So all of those things can help us we can take the themes, then we can build them out. And if you're using AI, then you can actually go in and you can pop into some of these like the botanicals and you can further get information. So if you have both of those products, and even, one of my volume 1, you can use it with the theme playbook to help get across these things. So we've already gotten some ideas for it. Let's pop back into Artistly and then let's see how we can. I've already shown you what I started and how I ended up. So now I literally have where I can build out these steampunk alphabets. What we can actually do, because we're looking for ways that we can incorporate and build up for our holiday. So we had the, steampunk. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and I'm going to take and do sort of add in this is inspired palette, faded sepia, dusty rose, pale parchment. I'm going to actually go in and do a alphabet letter and then like around a Christmas theme featuring traditional florals and naturals such as pine branches, holly, and berries, pine cones, and poinsettias. Okay, so we're going to just amend this now to hopefully add some of those floral elements in. And then we could potentially, if it works out, we can have a holiday. So here we have some holiday elements, the poinsettias. I'm going to regenerate this because I'm going to move it to the beginning. So, and instead of the dusty rose, we're just going to leave the pale parchment, but we're going to refine it and put, traditional Christmas colors. And then we're going to move this to the beginning up here. I'm going to take out the muted colors. And we're going to regenerate. Oh, yes. Cool. So now we kind of have a little bit more with the holly around it. These would be really cute to do for somebody that's really into steampunk stuff, to have like a holiday card or something. We're going to go over here to add a page here. And we're going to go pixel cut. And I'm going to look how cool. Gonna pop back in. And look how beautiful that is. It's really pretty. And then what we could do is we could pop into Canva and literally you can create like a see. Some sizes are we could do really quickly to show you what I'm talking about. We can take this now and I'm going to convert this over. And now you have the possibility of creating a very cool steampunk. And I'm going to, let's see, this one maybe. Paste. I'm going to use this background here. See how cool this is? I mean, we struggle a lot of times to create or get things that we already have in our collection of images. We'll send that all the way to the back, and now we have kind of a holiday-ish thing. And then we're going to go over and grab some text here, and I'm just kind of looking to see. If we can Happy holidays. Oops. We're going to ungroup that. And then we're going to reduce it down. So happy holidays. And the Davis family. Like that. So then you've created a really cool image that could be customized now. It could be a template that people could use. You could do it for yourself. All kinds of things. And this is, like I said, you have people that are really into steampunk that are always looking for things that are unusual or neat. I mean, this would even be cool as a sublimation print or a DTF transfer, so that you could put on a sweatshirt or something and just put, Denise under it or something, the person's name or whatever. So many things that you could do. I mean, this would be awesome for a Christmas steampunk theme. I mean, you could do this initial, and let me show you something else really cool that you could do with it. Let me go here and change up. We want to resize, and we want to do this. Okay. So what we could do is we could grab an element. Where are all the? Let's see. I'm not sure why the elements are doing this way. Let's see. Huh. What have they done? Recently used audio, videos, photos. I don't know. I don't like the way they've done that. It's doing something weird now with where it's put everything. So we're going to get we're just going to do it like this. And these are those belly bands or whatever. So let's just see how we could do it and make these little belly bands to go on. Let's just say like for a Christmas party or something. And then we're going to grab a circle. We're going to create a little belly band. And this is just on the fly, me kind of creating. So we're going to now have a belly band, and we're going to do it in a parchment color. Or actually, let me show you how you can do that too. I'm going to save this one. We're going to group it and move it up here. But then we're going to go up here to, or we're going to find the frames wherever they're at. Okay, we're going to grab this one. And I'm going to basically mimic what I just did. So this is like a whole different, these are mentioned, belly bands and stuff like that mentioned as some of the products and stuff. So we're gonna make this smaller like that, and then this like this. So we've got kind of another belly band, and they use belly bands like for weddings and things or parties. You can take and you cut them out, and then they're paper, but you can wrap them around like your napkins and stuff. And it's kind of almost, you can use it like a place card or whatever. So I'm going to go back to the uploads now to where we have this. And I'm going to drag it there. actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave it right there, and then I'm going to grab this parchment design here, paste it, and then I'm going to do this just to get that on there. So we have that colors in order to get it. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to paste another one. And I'm going to do this. And then drag it there. Whoops. I dragged it the wrong place. So, okay. So now I want to go in this way and fix it so I can get just that background, not the anything else. And there we go. And I mean, you could do a regular background. I just had that handy, so I was going to show you how you could do that. Okay, and then with this, we're going to take it, size it, and then we're going to move it with the arrows until it's in the center. Look how cool that is. Isn't that neat? And then you could do something like even take and grab a line and you could move it here, move it here, move it to the back of the circle, backward until it's behind it, and then you could work with how large that is there. How cool is that? So you've just created a very unique little belly band to go for your Christmas dinner or Christmas party that could be wrapped around your napkins. Obviously you'd have to work with how long you need to do these things to create that. But that's just a cool idea that you could, then you could sell. So, very cool. Okay. So let's go back into Artistly. And I wanted to look again at the index of themes just to give you some ideas, because we're kind of talking about Christmas, but I want you to see how deep this theme playbook goes as far as let's go into the polar Antarctic scenes and penguins, which we could also bring into it's got all kind of different penguins in different poses, penguin families, explore camps. There's just so many different things. So let's just kind of take a quick look and see these cartoon kawaii penguins. Those are really good. Minimalist line art penguins. Doing adventure sketchbook styles, all that kind of stuff. And then there's so many different things, like even the invitation phrasing can give you ideas, like the coolest party on ice. I mean, that just gives me chills because it gives me all these ideas that I could literally now use just that one thing, coolest party on ice, and I could do, the cutest penguins on, having a skating party. So, I mean, I can go in here And I can even change up this one, and instead of a backpack and a cat character, um, and this one's actually starting out with like a scrapbook page. So we can do a penguin. Um, um, Skating on a frozen pond. A birthday party scene in the middle of the frozen pond with other penguins around a table with a birthday cake. And I'm going to go back in and add hand drawn, Scandi style, and we're just going to see what it is. Yeah. But wouldn't that be a cute theme for clip art or whatever? I just have to get a baseline. When I do my first images, I kind of call them a baseline. Look how cute that is. That's adorable. So cute. Just that quick, we have kind of a theme that would be so cool. So now what we can do is we can add party hats. Let's see, penguin wearing a party hat. A penguin. Uh-oh. I don't know what I did. Okay, so now I want to add a penguin. Let's see. Wearing a party hat. A penguin with a bouquet of balloons skating on. Okay, let's see what we get. And then when we get the scene that we want, we can isolate them down. Like maybe we put one penguin and then we put a frozen pond, and if we're doing clip art. But oh, look how cute. So this is really cute, and this one right here would probably make good clip art as well, but look how cute that is. Okay, so I'm going to download that, go into Pixel Cut, and then just test the image. And I'm really liking version 6. So now we have the penguins and we have the balloons. So we have an image to start our pack off for that. If we wanted to, I'm going to get rid of this one. If we wanted to now we can take away the penguins and then just put a frozen pond with penguins around the table. But even this would make a good birthday card. Just as it is, these could be turned into birthday cards, or, left plain and put in a whole little packet of things. Look how cute. They're on the pond. And that's not even, we don't even have party colors. We have muted colors. here we could go in and it gives us some colors. If we go into our playbook, we can go to we can go into our birthdays here and grab any of these. We could do the seasonal kids parties. We could pop over here to get the colors. There's going to be suggested colors somewhere. Well, most of them have suggested colors. Those are AI prompts. Art styles. There we go. Color combos. So let's see. This would be for winter. Navy and white. Halloween variations. Summer. I'm just going to go with these colors here. I'm not going to use summer because that's going to change it up. But I'm going to use these colors because I want it to be brighter. Just to see what we get. And how we could make it look different. Like I said, this is all about variations. So we're going to go back over here. And then we're going to take away this antique stuff. And then we're going to put these new colors in. And see where it goes. And instead of a scrapbook page, we're going to change this out. And put clip art. And we're going to isolate it. Against a white background. I know I'm kind of throwing a lot at you, but this is just kind of how you can use my products, my playbooks, and Artistly, or whatever your particular generator is, even if it's not Artistly. I love Artistly, and of course I have my link down in the description. But okay, so now let's look. So now we've created a really cute birthday scene here. And we can see how much is going to get removed for the clip art. But now this would be a cute sticker. It would be a cute birthday party invitation. You could put a big number there. So many different things. Okay, go into Pixel Cut. I'm going to grab it and see what it removes. Okay, so see, now we have all the little penguins at the birthday party. And we can go back in. We can change up the look of the penguin. We're going to take this now and we're going to copy it and try it out in the Art Illustrator. We're going to go into this little clip art, paste it here, and then see what it comes up with. And there we go. Cute. Now that's very cute. We're going to regenerate and say the penguins wearing party hats around a table with a birthday cake, balloons, and a sign sticking up. So here are some of the images that I created. I took a little break and let it go ahead and the video is getting a little long, but I just wanted to show you some of the variations here. The balloons, I added things that could be added to that pack, which is very cool. You can see where we built right up and created that whole little pack. To be honest with you, I did a whole segment of video and it did not take. So anyway, unfortunately, you will not be able to see that part of it. But that's how we came up with it. These did very, very well because of the definition here. And now, if you remember, these were done under the clip art. Now, this is not the clip art up at the top. This is under the AI Illustrator. Let me just show you where it's at right here. This was where we did that one. So you can use literally the Themes Playbook or the Ultimate Themes Playbook. You can use it with anything, and you can use it as I showed you. You get your prompts and you refine them with the AI Artist Playbooks and the phrasing banks and word banks, and then you take the Ultimate Themes Playbook and then you can turn those into products because you've got those suggestions for products, you've got the marketing insights, you've got colors, you've got sample prompts, you've got sample phrases to kind of kickstart your brain so that and your creativity so that you can get other things. But I really think this is going to be a resource that you all are going to just use over and over and over again. It's just going to make working with those themes and those trends so much easier. You can mix and match so many things. I mean, you saw how to the steampunk and how it went from an alphabet to the mechanical animals to the steampunk cats, so very, very quickly you saw how quickly, I was able to put those things together just from looking at the playbook and grabbing onto that theme, verifying that that theme had some trending elements, because we all really want to be creative. We really don't want to do what everybody else is doing, but we're taught trend, and that's fine to go off of trends, but we can use our own creativity to put into our products and still be in trend, but also be able to show off what we really want to do. And if you look close enough, most subjects you may want to create, like if you're really in the mood to create like a wilderness theme or a woodsy theme, you can look around until you can find that woodsy theme that's trending, and then the playbook's going to help you be able to really grow it out, that theme, put all those extra elements in that are going to set you apart from, just the standard thing that everybody else is doing, because the reality is that if somebody is building with that theme, if they're building junk journals or they're building, and they want the individual elements, if you are actually creating for sellers out there who are creating things, then the more that you can give them to spur their imaginations, if you're in that position. If you're doing for individuals, same thing goes. If they're doing decorating for a party, there are all these things that you can pull in to make your trending invitations and party goods and stuff like that so much more versatile for them, and that's where you're going to find your money and your profit. And the Themes Playbook is going to help you do it so much faster. I mean, you're not going to have to sit there and like, oh my gosh, I've got to come up with another clip art pack. I've got to come up with what pieces go in that clip art pack. I need to, water trends, the ultimate Themes Playbook is actually designed and does have market information to tell you what things are also evergreen, which means those things are beyond trending, and the evergreen things are going to be, money makers like all year round. So if you can key into an evergreen, add in the trending elements and all that kind of stuff, all those different elements add to your statistically successful products. That really didn't come out right. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that the more elements, the more trends you hit with your pack, the more like cats, steampunk, Christmas, 3 different trends. Okay. On that one theme of steampunk. Okay. So all the different elements that you can add to it. You could do cats. You could do, you added in an element that's really outside of the steampunk, but you brought in another trendy thing, which is cats, because lots of people like cats. So you've got cat lovers, steampunk people. If you add birthday in there, then, that's a whole different thing. Christmas, you can add a holiday or whatever. I just want you to have a tool, and wanted you to have a tool that will spur your imagination, but also keep you from sitting there and having to just, oh my gosh, brainstorm all the time for the simplest things. This will spur your things. Your imagination will ignite, and you will be creating the best products. And the best products, if you do the proper marketing and get the right visibility, are going to be, they're going to make you lots of money. And that's a different playbook. That's the digital product creators playbook for visibility and growth, but or traffic, I think it is. But anyway, so I have that one too. So once you get your products done, once you create them, once you develop your products with your created images, then you can come in and grab that playbook, and then start positioning yourself to make even more money, because the more visibility you get to your wonderful products, the better success your shop and your business are going to be. Thank you for watching the video, and I want to remind you about the AI artist playbooks. They're what I have been using to do this video and do the create the prompts with. And they have tons of different word banks, phrase banks, textures, all the things you need to create your own unique prompts and elevate your prompting and your image creation with AI. You can purchase those on Etsy and on Gumroad. If you are in the EU, you will have to purchase through Gumroad, and I do currently have a discount coupon, and it's Summer 50. And if you're buying through Etsy, the discounted prices will already, if there's a current sale, be applied to, and there'll be a sale price. You don't have to use a code. And as far as the playbooks go, the Junk Journal edition is only available on Gumroad. It's not available on Etsy anymore. And so if you don't have Artistly and you've just been watching the videos and you like what you see, there's no time like the present to jump right in. You'll have a lot of fun with it. There are many, many different creators inside Artistly. My videos sometimes cover one, sometimes they cover multiple designers inside Artistly. But if you're thinking about buying it, I would appreciate it if you'd use my affiliate link. It's located down in the description, and it does not cost you anything more to use it. You can even use the coupon codes that the company releases occasionally floating around out there. I think they do have a 10% or something going right now, but it may be more. I don't know when you're watching this. So check around and see if there's a coupon code you can apply, and you can help me out, save some money too. I have a Facebook group that is free to join, and I also have a weekly newsletter that is also free to get, and it just has lots of ideas on how to create, how to market your products, all those sort of neat digital product creator things. So that information and those links are also in the description. So you're welcome to join those. I even have a VIP program for anybody. Well, not program. It's a group. It's a Facebook group, but it is a VIP. So once you purchase, then you qualify to belong to that group if you'd like to join it. If you have any trouble making those, the link is actually in the playbooks. So for that VIP group, or if for some reason you can't find it, just send me a message or a comment or something, and I will help you find out how to get into that group if you've purchased one of the playbooks. And until next time, happy creating.